Hi, I'm May Potter. I'm out with the Aquastim cameras today. We are at the lovely Lindholme Lakes. We're on the open on the Loco Lake. I've drawn 46 Loco. I'm not best pleased with it, but I'm not going to moan. Not going to moan. But it's going to be a 6-hour match. I get to use some of our Aquastim range, and so we've also got a few new little things in there as well, chucked in. So you guys get to have a little sneak peek of those as well. Us using them on the bank, and so I'll show you what things I'm going to be using. So pellet wise, I'll be sticking some of the salmon oil over my 8mm and my 6mm, and then hook bait wise, we've got some of these little krill hook baits. You wouldn't really think about using these normally on a commercial, because a lot of people think about sort of like using them on like rivers and stuff, but they are really nice. You'll see the colour of them, that they're a really nice pellet for an hook bait, especially for this bomb and pellet fishing on a commercial. They are slowly becoming one of my favourite hook baits. And then hopefully as well we'll be chucking a feeder out as well, so we'll be doing some micros with some liquids on as well. And we have got a new liquid that'll be coming out shortly, the meat stim. That is a very, very nice new little product that we're about to launch as well. And a few of you guys have asked for, so we've listened to you. We've brought out some sneaky little 5mm Wafters as well. We've got the full range of these out, so they will be coming out very, very soon as well. So keep your eyeballs peeled for those. But yeah, simple match really. Today it's rod only, 6 hours, and I think I'm gonna fish a bomb line about sort of like, the wind's okay at the minute. I'm not sure whether it's going to pick up or not. So probably 18-20 metres. I'll start feeding and gauge it from there, and then I have a waggler line on it as well, and then hopefully I can't really, if you see there's quite a few of us guys on this match, so it's quite tightly pegged. I haven't really got another option of chucking a feeder out long, so I might be able to chuck a feeder just a little bit past my bomb line. That hopefully I won't be doing that, and they're waiting for me. But no, hopefully, yeah, I won't need to do that, and I'll catch. I'll keep ticking over on my bomb line and catching on a waggler off the back of that. And then I've got a really nice edge as well. If you look down there, nice little edge there and there. So hopefully snarl a few down there as well, but we'll see. That's all in, so let's go. I'm going to start on a bomb and pellet, because as you can see there's a few fish showing, and I'm gonna, because the wind's getting up, I'm actually going to feed 8s, because yeah, the wind can get hold of them and push them about, but they're a lot easier to get out and group and feed. So chuck it just past where I've fed. A bit awkward this peg, because you like set back a bit and you kind of like, you're not straight. Oh, they're tailing up. Right. Once you thing you've got here as well, because there's quite a few of us on the match. If you don't keep plopping and ringing that dinner bell, your fish will just sort of wander off. So today's key is making sure I don't put this catapult down and I'm constantly busy, because it only takes chap off next peg to be a bit more aggressive with the feed, and they can nick your fish. But hopefully that won't be the case. Well, if you look around, there's quite a few fish sort of showing. But we'll see. We'll see. That wind's dying down a little bit now, so make feeding a bit nicer. What distance do you think that is? 20 metres? 20 metres. 20 metres. There's no point in thinking, oh, I'm going to go further than 20 metres. I'm going to go further than next bloke on next peg with my bait and everything. Because if you can't feed constantly and in a nice area at that distance all day, your bait's just going to be all of it shot. So you might as well find that nice distance. And I've got sort of like a tree, and then like the angler, and my bait's going in between them at 20 metres. So I know that that's my spot where my bait's going all day. Right, recast. I've got a little krill hook bait on at the minute. Oh, that was terrible. That's just gone just past the bait. Stopwatch. I like to use a stopwatch because it's sort of like, because sometimes you can sit here, chuck it out, and you think, oh, I'll leave it in for 5 minutes, and then you'll sort of like feed a few times, maybe get a bit distracted, chat to someone on the next peg, and then all of a sudden, in 3 minutes, you've had like 8 minutes, and you should have really been in and out again. You just manage your time better when you're using a stopwatch. I haven't seen anyone. Oh, go on, oh, it's like liner, but I chucked past my feed this time, so that shows that there's fish onto me bait already. Look, that were a minute. Some fish showing. I'm gonna see if it. I'll give it another 30 seconds and then recast in again. Because you'll find when you pellet fish, bomb and pellet fishing on here, you get quite quick bites because it's quite an aggressive way of fishing. "15 seconds. There's some fish moving about, isn't there? Do you think they're following this warm wind down here? Oh, it could be solid. Right. I'm not quite happy with that hook length. I'm going to put a slightly longer one on. So it falls a little bit slower. See if it gets intercepted. Feed. Feed. Oh, that wins. See if that. Fed that. Some fish there. I'll tell you what, I might give this 3 minutes and I'm going to chuck a waggler out. There's a lot of fish on the top. Oh, next door's in. Oh no, he ain't. I've not seen anyone catch fish yet, I don't think. I like to start on bomb and pellet as well at the start of the match because, like, on a normal match where you can use like any method, I like to start short because it gives you a chance of like having a sort of like a look round to see what everyone else is like started off on and if they're catching. But it looks like everyone's doing something very similar. They're all sort of sat at the minute. There's a few fish coming up round where I'm feeding that. Just had another liner there. Come on, I want it to go round. Come on. Give it another minute. There's fish down there. That's going to go round. Definitely going to go that. Go on. That's been the decision. And go in on the waggler. Starting off on a bomb as well, it gives you a chance to feed that line, get them going properly, because like sometimes it's quite hard when you start off on waggler to be like feeding properly because you're having to reel, cast in, cast out. Start off with a short barrel 8mm fishery pellet. It's got salmon oil on it. Got a 3 gram waggler. Right. So 6 pellets. Oh, coming up behind it. Let's see. Oh, oh, this lighting's terrible. Where's my... Is that it? Gonna have to chuck it in line with that dark shadow. go. Right, see. That goes. Twitch it. Just had a little dink there. I'll straighten it up. Well past the bait, but at least it gives us, that's where the fish were topping. And if I twitch it, there. I've got quite a long hook length on. I fish like, I always tie my web hook lengths to like 3 foot. Got it! Yay! 3 foot to 3 foot fluorocarbon, because I think it stiffer, and because it's 3 foot, your upbait falls slower. I was just debating whether to come in and shorten that hook length a little bit, but I'm glad I didn't. I literally gave it a twitch, and that pellet must have just kicked up a little bit, and that fish was just taking it out, so I was just about to feed again. Next door's got another one and all. I'm happy. I've caught a fish in the first 15 minutes. Oh, I think it's a proper one as well. Oh, he's just walk up. Oh. Oh, he's going. Come on. Might be a carp, this. Where it's going. Or a very, very angry F1. I'll tell you in a second. Here we go. Next door's just had a carp. A little carp, but he's had a carp, so. I think it could be one of them great big wobbly carp. It's not, I can't get him up. Actually, edit that out. You're not doing a live, are you?
Yeah.
You are. Oh, that'll do. Go on. Get away from there. Right, so that was first fish on that waggler line. I chucked well past and just like twitched it, and as it literally took it on the second twitch. That's banging me feed. I'll leave it there, see if don't give us much room to twitch there. When I say twitch, it's like sort of like just literally touch my reel handle and it just pull it. Oh, no, that worked. I'll show you one sec. So, I've cut down on my feed as well there. I'm actually like feeding sort of like 6 pellets, but twice, because when I'm waggler fishing, I don't actually want that bait going down to the bottom. I want them to come up I want them fish to come up and compete and like intercept them pellets. Right, so when I say I'm chucking past my bait and I'm like twitching it, literally just my handle. I'll get the cameras closer to show you. Just when I'm like just twitching it, it just kicks your pellet up. And I feel that that's when especially these fish that have been caught a few times, come in and intercept it. There's a few fish there now. Right, so that twitch. So I'm always feeding in that same place all day long. I'm feeding in that where that dark shadow is. But the twitch, when I'm saying I'm twitching it, I'm chucking my up bait, my waggler, past my bait, so that your waggler lands in, and then your bait lands in, and then when you're twitching it, you sort of like I'm literally just, it's like what, maybe half an inch that I'm doing, but that little twitch is enough to sort of like kick your up bait. And sometimes when them fish are coming in and competing, that little twitch is enough for them to like turn things. Oh, I'll have that. I'm going to keep on plugging along at this because I think there's a few fish there. I've gone on like when you're shallow fishing, you want to try and. You don't really want to go on this too soon because they're not competing well enough yet to sort of like pluck 1 or 2 fish off it. but I've sort of like I've been forced to go on it a bit sooner than I wanted to, but I've caught one. But that might have like spooked them off and pushed them out my peg a little bit, and I might have to work a bit more now to get them back in, and for them to be competing, so I can catch and pluck one off and just keep plodding away. So I might actually have to go back on the bomb for a bit, just to sort of like get them back into my peg and competing a bit better, and then I can go back on the waggler a little bit later on. But I'll keep plodding on with this, and we'll see. So we're an hour in. I've had 2 fish. They were, to be fair, they're 2 quick fish at the start. There's not actually that much coming out. Very slow everywhere for everyone. But I think I'd gone on that waggler line a little bit too soon. I should have maybe sat on that bomb line a little bit more and just waited. I was a bit too impatient, and getting that carp on that line, it spooked the fish off. So I've not gone in and caught another one quick. I should have like just been patient and just held off a bit and just got that feed in, going in and getting them competing a bit better. Where I've gone straight on it and got one and just unsettled the peg. I've gone in again, to be fair, after that, and I think 2 or 3 casts after that and caught that F1, and that's really unsettled it. And so I decided to come off it, even though I'd have to wait a little bit for another bite, but I decided to come off it and feed it, chuck a bomb over it and feed it. So just it also gave me a chance to sort of like keep an eye out on sort of like people around me to see who's catching and how. But there isn't that much coming out, to be honest with you. The wind's changed slightly as well, which I'm not sure which way it's. I don't think it's made its mind up which way it's going either. I've changed my float as well on my waggler. I did have a one of these 3 grammars on, but with the wind sort of like picking up a little bit, I've put a Drennan pellet waggler. It's taller and slimmer, so it's more streamlined. You know, when there's a bit of towel going, it sits nicer. Because them shorter blue ones are they're perfect for when it's flat, calm, and there's not much tow or wind, but they move too much, those blue ones, where these Drennan ones just sit and they sort of just like they give you the fish nicer in this sort of condition. But there's not really a lot happening. Chuck it right over. That is right to my feed and further out. I've done it there, so then it'll give me a chance to feed where I was feeding, but I can twitch it. I've got quite a bit of room to like twitch that float back, because like sometimes there's fish about, but sometimes them fish just sit right off your feed and they'll just come in and intercept. And if you chuck that bait just past and off it, it gives you you're fishing a bit more of your peg, covering a bit more water. Doesn't harm you just having that odd chuck to see if you can snarl one off it or round your bait. But no, it's steady. But I think we could just keep plodding on, topping up that line, because I'm on to like nearly my second bag of 8s now, so there's some bait going in. It's just you just need to keep plodding. Right, so we're 2 hours in, and it's steady, to say the least. We've still only got them 2 fish that we had in the first hour. But so after I tried to, I couldn't get a bite on the waggler. Couldn't get a bite. I tried to up my feed and get them to go down. That didn't they didn't get their heads down. I just couldn't get. They're about. They're just not feeding yet. So then I've tried. Oh, I might have I moaned one? No. I've then tried a really deep waggler, pinging 6s to see if it's the F1s, and twitching it that way. Nothing. I've chucked a feeder out, some ground bait, to see if I can get some skimmers into my peg, some smaller stamp fishing, just so the feeding and competing a bit. But I've literally not a bite on that either. So I chucked the waggler, because the wind's totally died down now, like hardly moving at all. So I chucked I swapped my waggler back over to the first initial waggler that I had on, the little blue one. 3 gram, a bit thicker body, sturdier. It just sit there, and I just kept pinging pellets over it, seeing if that had sort of tempt something, pinging and ringing that dinner bell near that float, but nothing. So I've now gone back onto the bomb, and I'm just pinging 4 pellets over, sort of like 8 pellets, 4 and 4, sort of every sort of 2 minutes, just to keep ringing that dinner bell to see. They've got to eat, they're there. It's just when they decide to eat, it's who's put enough bait in to keep them in the peg, to then catch them and keep them there. But at the minute, there isn't a lot coming out, to be honest with you. Not a lot at all. There's the chap next door's had a couple. Chap 2 mile left has had 1, I believe. I've seen a few being caught over on the far side, on roadside. But there's one guy he's just netted one now. But that wind's changed again, and it's blowing over to earlier numbers. Because that's what happened earlier. When we got here, the wind was blowing into this corner. It was lovely, nice warm wind, and then all of a sudden that wind turned, and we couldn't get a bite over here. And the guys over on roadside got the odd one, but like it's steady. But there's plenty of time yet, though. Plenty of time. But yeah, I think this steady sort of feeding, I think I'm gonna actually go the opposite and like up my feed, because I think if they turn up and all of a sudden decide to eat, I've got that bed of bait there for them to get their heads down and eat, and I can hopefully then put a weight together, get a run of fish, because there'll be enough bait there for them to compete and hold them in your peg for later on. But at the minute, I'm not even getting sort of like any signs of out, so it's not going to make it no worse by being more positive. But I have started feeding a few 6s down there and all, so I'm going to under around like an 11-footer with a little feeder on, and a little 5mm wafter down there, and hopefully later on put a good run of fish in, just top my net up. But yeah, there's not a lot happening, and plus like the fish, there's not a lot of fish on top at the minute now either. Before, when we came here, they were literally all over, where now, typical that, innit? Absolute typical. I've just said there's no fish about, and then they just swung up. But yeah, there's not a lot to report, but we'll keep plodding on. I think I'm gonna up my feed. I'm gonna still feed 8s because the wind's a bit too all over. So if I carry on feeding 8s, I know that it's easier to get them in that area still. Because I could go to 6s and see if I can if the smaller pellet fetches something in, but I'm going to stick with my 8s. Just had a tiny liner there. We'll see if I'll leave it for another 2 minutes and then I'll chuck out again. Right, so it's first fish for a while. Well, actually for over an hour. I've basically sat on that bomb line and just kept pinging pellets every 2 minutes, but like I've upped it because I thought the fish that are up, no one's catching them on a waggler, so they're just obviously not interested in feeding. So I thought, right, I'm gonna just keep. I know that on here that you can feed that bomb line, and you can have. Oh, it fell off. You can feed that bomb line and put some fish together later on. So this is going to be the fish are there. It's just they're just not decided to eat yet. So I'm going to keep on this line and be patient because there ain't that many. No one's actually catching many fish. So it's not like I'm miles behind, because I know that on this line you can catch up and put a weight together on this bomb line. But yeah, I reckon it's going to be a steady, patient match. I think very, very steady, patient, and be patient. It's not a load coming out, so. So just keep topping up. Got this. Just past there. And then once you've got your rod, and put in bait on top as well. Feeding twice, chucking and feeding again. I'm really ringing that dinner bell, making a load of racket, feed, chucking, feed. And that especially with 8mm, they make some noise when you feed them. So hopefully that noise, then fish are coming in and just like, all right, and they eventually decide, when they do decide, oh, I'm going to have a chew, they there's plenty down there for them just to. I'm getting another liner. So there's fish there. Oh, is it going to go? Got an 8mm hook bait on as well. Right, leave it on this chuck, but then I might put a smaller up bait on because an 8mm might be a little bit too big for that. If it's F1s I've got in my peg, I might as well catch them, answer. So I might as well put a smaller up bait on so them F1s can get it in the gob and catch the F1s out my peg. There's no point in putting a big up bait on. Yeah, when you do get a bite, it's going to be get big un, but I want to catch everything in my peg. So if I've got F1s there, I'll catch them. Because there's F1 showing. Well, there's, but wind's changed back to how it were originally now, so I'm hoping that means that there's a few more fish now from showing. Next door's caught one now that wind's changed. I reckon it'll be alright. You just got to be patient on days like this. It's not fast and furious anywhere, so sat on that bomb for a bit, for probably like half an hour, just kept constant ping with pellets, and there were more and more fish showing round where I'm feeding, so I've chucked a waggler out, and I was fishing a really light waggler. Alan, I think my fish is over near you, sorry. and it weren't right. I weren't getting no bites, but they were there. So I've put a really heavy, solid waggler in, chucked in. It's sat really proud, but I suppose it's sat and it ain't moving, so it's more static. It's steadier for the fish. It's not wobbling about. And I just kept pinging pellets over it, and it's just gone. And this is my first fish for quite a while now, so we'll see if it's a carp or an F1, but yeah. I put like a 4 gram waggler on, big bodied, plenty of tip showing, and just kept pinging pellets at it, twitching it like I was earlier, and it's just gone. So we'll see what this fish is. I think it is a carp. And then we'll see. We'll chuck out again. Winds change as well, it's back to how it were originally and all, so that might have something to do with it as well, because it's been back, forth, round, it's been all of it shot, but it's changed back to how it was, so that could have something to do with it getting a bite and all. Not ready yet. And also, them ducks have been in my peg for probably like the last, 15-20 minutes. And I like having like ducks and birds in my peg, because I think, especially when you're fishing shallow or on a waggler, them coming and intercepting and taking a bit of bait, I think them fish feed a bit more confidently. So that could have played a part to it, but we'll see. See if we chuck back out again with this same waggler on. Not a great big one, but it'll do. I'm not going to moan. Go on. Oh, stay away from that. Oh, he's not bad. I should. Right. Nice comment. Right. Let's feed. See. And that was off the bait as well. You know how I was saying earlier. Just keep feeding, same spot. And then chuck and fish around your bait, right. 8mm. Bigger waggler. thought that duck had taken it there. Right, try again. I've done as well. Little bugger. Right, so I've just missed a bite. Chucked back out again. Fed, twitched, got it straight away. So I've changed. So from feeding the bomb, I've cut back a little bit, just because obviously when you're fishing, you want to get your bait down here. I've fed, and then I've noticed them coming into the feed. So I've cut back on it, so they're having to compete for that bait coming in. And also I've changed my waggler. I'll show you. I've put a heavier waggler on, and the material of the waggler is different as well. Because with this waggler, you know, when you're twitching it, you've got more control over it. I'll show you the waggler once I've landed this fish. It seems to be a better fish as well. F1 this, come on. Oh. I think it might actually be foul up, this fish. Let's have a look. Steady. I foul upped it in its belly, so that means they're coming in shallower, and so when I've been twitching it, I've caught it. Big F1 that. So, right. So that, I'm gonna, now, because I foul upped it in belly, I'm gonna feed that line again. So I want them fish still there when I chuck out. But I'm gonna shorten that up length. What are we there? 3 foot. I'm gonna shorten it to 2. Shorten it to 2. I don't use no attachments or anything on my waggler setup. Just a loop to loop. So straight on loop. Put main line through your hook length straight onto there, put your hook then through your main line loop, slide it down. Yep, what's going on here? Slide it down. It's always the same when you get there, we've got to slide it down. Just make sure that they sit nice. Yeah, so that's 2 foot now. I'll stick another short barreled 8mm. I like it. Now we've had an F1 on that. Short barrel, just because we've obviously got smaller mouth. Right. Feed. Again, cutting back on that feed. Look at that. Yeah. See. A bit close that, but I'm going to leave it there. Give it a twitch and see if, because that is bang on our bomb line. Oh, missed it there. That was bang on our bomb line there. I'm going to have another chuck on there. Right. So I had chucked out a few more times with that waggler, tried a few with different depths. It worked. I came straight off it and I thought, right, I'm going to just put 2 pouches of 8s in, chuck a bomb over it and just literally leave it for like 5 minutes anyway. I've had a bite on like 4 minutes on a little krill hook bait. So hopefully, hopefully that means there's a few there now, because I'm halfway through my 3rd bag of 8 mils that I've fed on that line. Let's see if I don't think it's a great big wobbly one, but it's F1 I think, so I'll take that at a minute. I'm just hoping I get a run on this or that margin to me right, because at the minute we're not really going anywhere. But yeah, it's an F1 this. I think decent size F1. We just need a run of these at the minute. So there's just not a lot coming out. But I reckon if we're chucking again, 2 pouches, chucking again, and just sit and be patient. Where's it gone? Come back. Oh, actually, he's a bit bigger than I thought. Where are you? Where's he going to come up? Get away from that. Oh. A few more of them would be nice. Right. We've just been chucking that heavier waggler in. Past me bait. Wind's changed to original way again, and I missed a bite and just hit this in. So great big wobbly F1 this. But like I've fed and then chucked in and then just sat twitching it. Come on, just sat twitching it. And it's just took it on that 2nd or 3rd twitch. But we've got that heavier waggler on and we've gone deeper. Oh, there we go. I've also still feeding 8s, but I've got like a 6 on the up. Because I think the fish that are there are actually F1s, because the last couple of fish I've caught have been F1s. So there's no point in putting an 8 mil on, because they're going to struggle to get that in the mouths. So you might as well, like I said earlier, if you've got F1s in front of you, you might as well fish for them, haven't you? But yeah, deep waggler, that heavier waggler, chucking it past the bait and just twitching it. Definitely. See if we get another one on next chuck. Right. Pass the bait that. Just twitch it. Wobbling a little there, twitch it. Twitching it just into the feed now. It's about there, I'm lined up with that tree, edge of that shadow. That's where I got that last bite. Oh, twitch it. Go on. Very, very steady. It's like there's no sort of like, you're not like getting like 2-3 fish the same way. It's sort of like you get one random, proper really having to work for that bite. There's not a lot coming out. Just the odd. I can chuck it right past. They're sitting well shy of the feed. There we go, right. Twitch. Well past the feed, but I'm still feeding in the same spot, because you don't want to be chucking it out there and trying to get your bait right out there, because then all your feed's getting everywhere. You just want to make sure you're feeding in that same spot and then fish round it. Keep twitching it. I'm coming close to our feed now, so I'm gonna twitch this well past the closer in where we can feed it short. See if there's out. Nothing yet. It's like you just catch like the random fish that's just passing through. They're just not staying and feeding. Right. Last hour. There's the odd fish getting caught. Not loads still, but the odd fish coming out. So I think I'm gonna up my feed on this line and really go for it, because they've got to eat at some. It might be like last 20-minute job, but they've got to eat. Oh, yes. I knew there was something there. So that will just putting a few more pellets in and all. It's only an F1 I think, but I'll take that. A little F1. Right. So I'm checking again and see if we get another one. Feed. Small, short barreled, 8mm on the hook. Why put a short barreled 8mm on the hook instead of just a 6mm? Because it's a bit bigger than a, well, it's obviously bigger than a 6mm, but it's just a little bit easier for him to, you know, if they're coming in and competing, just a bit easier for him to pick it out. That's bang on there. Let's see if we get one. I don't think we will, but you never know. Twitch. Go on. Chuck it past it. Oh. I'm just gonna just making it a little bit deeper, just so that bait falls that a little bit slower, because we're obviously not feeding really confidently and positive, so maybe that slower falling bait will just be enough for him to turn onto it and you get a bite. At the minute, I feel like if you can get it near one of them when you're twitching, obviously when you're twitching it's moving and they can't help themselves, but like with a bit of a longer, putting a bit more on and twitching it, it just gives it a little bit more time for it to fall. And not gone mad like I thought it would do. But it ain't gone mad for anyone. Right, we've only got 20 minutes left. I've just literally sat and just pinged pellets constantly at my floor. And I've just caught this F1. This was bang on feed as well. This one. Oh. Hang on. Try again. There we go. Yeah, this was bang on feed. Bit deeper on Waggler, but yeah. Let's see if we can. It's just a random sort of bite out of blue that. Let's get another short barreled 8mm on. I've not bagged light today, but the best upbait has been short barreled 8mm, definitely. Right. A few fish showing, but it's just not a lot being caught. Right. Off feed, back end at feed again. Just twitchy like we were before. Because I went really shallow, like 2 foot, thinking, right, we'll try it. See if but they were now. So I've gone back down to like 3 foot, 3.5 foot, and got that one. But I was hoping we'd get a good run on it, but we've not had a good run on out. Because normally this time, last 45 minutes, half an hour, you're emptying it, but it's not happening for anyone. There's loads of fish moving about. It's just like they're just not feeding. There's just like the odd one that's coming out. And I thought I'd have like at least like a run, like 3 or 4 fish on the bomb, but I've not had that. I think I've had one or two on the bomb. Look at him there. But no, like normally this time, last half hour of match, everyone's racing, trying to top the weights up, either on a bomb or waggle. You know, it's just it's nothing. Really shut down. A lot of fish moving about, just they're not interested. Hello. You're such a
What you got?
now.
Live, remember?
What?
What you got?
What have I got?
Yeah.
Not a lot. Not a lot at all.
Not hoping for you though.
No, I weren't best pleased, but it is what it is, isn't it? You caught?
Not fishing.
Have you not?
Talking.
Talking. I've caught a duck as well. Does that count?
Oh, they look really nice with some plum sauce, wouldn't they?
Crispy.
Crispy duck.
Yeah. Right, so last 10 minutes. There's next door's just had one. There's odd fish coming out, but I've really struggled today. It's been there's been fishing like moving about, just not had many bites. I've not had anything to really work with. I've started off negative, just pinging pellets, and then I thought, well, I upped my feed slightly in the middle of the match, thinking, right, I've got to get some bait in and sort of get a bed down whilst so that when they do decide to eat, that there's some grub down there. But they've just not turned up. I've fed down the edge, had a go, nothing. It's just been really slow. I've chucked a feeder out to see if I can catch a couple of skimmers to get some fish in my swim eating, but I've not even had a pull off a skimmer, so it's been steady today, very steady. And I've not had like a run of fish where I think, right, okay, that's how they want it today. It's just been just the odd fish, as if like I've just managed to get that bait just in front of its face where I'll have a go at that. But no, it's been very steady, but I have not really seen anyone have a run of fish today. They've just had the odd fish, and it's been very steady for everyone, to be totally honest with you. I don't think I'd have fished any differently, because I'm sort of like, I couldn't have had a longer line on a feeder because I couldn't have had a longer line on a feeder because I'm kind of in a corner. We're all kind of fishing sort of to the same area, so it's a bit difficult. But I could have potentially had a line down to left here, but I don't think there's that many fish sort of feeding in this area. But the fish I have caught, a lot of them have been off and round my feed, so it's not as if like they're coming to your bait and really competing so you can put a run of fish together. It's just you're just catching that odd stray fish that's passing through that decide to have a go at your bait. So yeah, it's been very steady match. I don't feel like I could really have done sort of anything massively different to catch and put more fish in net, but I do. I think I just need to draw better where you've got more options. But no, so last 10 minutes, so we'll come back and I'll give you an update after I've weighed in. Right, we've just finished a match. I've weighed £47. It's been a tough match today. There's just been the odd bites here and there. You've had to swap and change constantly. You've not had like a run of fish on one line. It's been very steady and tough. I weren't going anywhere really, so I thought, right, what can I do to get some bites, get some happening in my swim? So I've tried. I had a run on the krill hook baits with, I dipped them in the new stim meat. I feel that got me a couple of bites, got me a few bites on the bottom, on the bomb, and then I've chucked a feeder out, caught 2 on the new Wafters, and then I've caught a couple on the pellet waggler. Again, I've been putting some of the liver stim on it and some of the meat stim on it as well. I just feel like that's just got that bite. It's just that little bit extra attractant on your upbait, just making it stand out a little bit more for them fish to find it easier and getting your bite quicker. But apart from that, it's been a very steady match. But yeah, if you want to have a look at any of the products that I've used today, head over to the Aquastim website and you will find them on there. Keep an eye on our socials. We will be letting you guys know when we release all the new products as well, and this will be on our YouTube page, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos.